Alright, so today we're going to set up and we're going to make this little cover on the little Grizzly converted CNC Mini Mill using ArtCAM Pro and Mach3. So those are free software when I made this little setup just to see if I could make it. So they're pretty old, pretty simple, but they work pretty good. And so we're going to get set up and we're going to cut this part. So here is Mini Mill over here. So it's a converted Grizzly that I did, and I put some motors and some drives and got all the controllers and spent a few $100 getting it set up, and it actually works pretty good. And so I figure I'd make a little video to show how to use this old software, because there's not a lot of help out there anymore for it, and there's not a lot of people that are doing much with it anymore. But every once in a while somebody like me comes along that wants to just play and learn how to do this stuff before you spend a lot of money to get into this big time. So we're going to get set up and we're going to make this little cover. We got a blank piece that I'm going to be cutting it out of, and then here's the back side of it with the depths that we're going to cut, and then there's the front side. So I'm actually not going to have Mini Mill do all the work. I'm going to do this front part. I'm not going to do these angles. I'll do that on the lathe because I want to have a nice looking surface and not all the tool marks that the mill is going to do. So I'll do those on the lathe. But I want to get all of this done, and it's much easier to let the Mini Mill do it than it would be for me to try to set that up on the manual mill out there. So there's probably 10 different ways to do this, but for me, being used to using the manual tools, I always set this stuff up in layers, and so I'd make a drawing for each of the things that I want to do, similar to how you do it when you're out in the shop out there setting up and cutting. So let's get ArtCAM Pro opened up, because there's a lot of little parts that you have to put together to make this. So the first part is actually setting up your material and the size of your materials.